Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 12. Us peer mentors are so proud of all of the work you have done to get to this point, and now we want to give you some tips so that you can focus on your finals. Now, let's get into what are some things that you need to know about finals week. And remember that not all of these will apply while you are in remote learning. First, not all of your classes will have final exams. Usually, during finals week, there are no scheduled classes, but since we are remote learning, we don't have to worry about that. It's important to always check your exam schedules to ensure correct time and location and also to avoid conflicts. Exams can either be created by a department or the professor. That's why it's important to listen to the professor when they're giving lectures. Your professor may also be the one to give you the final exam. So let's say we were on campus and you were ready to take your final exam and you walk into the room, don't be surprised if the person giving this exam is not your professor.
So with finals week coming up, you're probably feeling like one of the students here. If you feel like you relate to the student on the right, then you are focused, you're organized, and you're ready to go for finals week. If you feel like you relate to the student on the left, then you're probably feeling somewhat overwhelmed, but don't worry, that is definitely okay and understandable, and we are going to provide you with some resources and some tips to get you better organized and prepared for all that finals week will have in store. So now we get into your final exam schedule. During each semester, you'll find that the school generates a final exam schedule for each student. This comes in handy because in many cases, your final exam may not take place during your usual class time or in the same location. For example, if you usually take a math class on Mondays at 9 a.m., this does not mean that your final exam for that class will automatically be scheduled for a Monday at 9 a.m., and it may not be in the same location. So it's important that you take a look at your final exam schedule at least a week prior to finals week to become familiar with your schedule and get any conflicts taken care of before finals week begins. Final exam schedules can be found on the BCC website under the Academics tab. This will give you the option to search up subjects and course numbers to find out when the final exams for each course is scheduled. However, we do recommend that students go to OSIS in order to get a personalized exam schedule. Your personal exam schedule will only show you the exam scheduled for the classes that you are currently enrolled in. To get to OSIS, you would go to the BCC website and click on Quick Links. In future semesters, when you're back on campus, other options for obtaining your exam schedule are going to the registrar's office in Colston Hall 513 or visiting the academic department. If you do find that there is a conflict on your exam schedule, meaning that one exam time overlaps with another, there are a few things you can do. The first would be to speak to your professor to see if this is a conflict that they can resolve. While off campus, you can send your professor an email or reach out in any other way that your professor has said is okay to do. On campus, you would go to the academic department or visit the evening and weekend office located in Colston Hall, room 506. This is where you would file a final conflict resolution form. Another option is to call 718-289-5703.
Let's get into some finals week tips. First, you want to get organized and ask yourself some serious questions about your courses, like, what is the order of my exams? What materials do I need to cover or review? What are my grades looking like? This is also a great time to refer to your syllabus and see what exams count for a large percentage of your grade. If you need disability accommodations, it's best to contact you as well. Some of these resources you won't be able to use while remote learning, but it's good to know about for future semesters. Usually during finals week, the library has extended hours so that you can have enough time to study or finish any assignments. I know we can't form physical study groups during these times, but you can create group chats on platforms like WhatsApp or GroupMe with your classmates. That way you can all share notes. This definitely helped me in one of my classes last semester. Everyone in the class was in a group chat and we all shared our notes and study tips. Also, make sure that by this time, all of your assignments are submitted. You don't want your grade to get affected by missing assignments.
Studying at home can sometimes be more difficult than we'd like, especially when we have so many different distractions. So we want to provide you with some at-home study tips for finals week. The first is to create a study schedule. Try to designate some time throughout your week to study and stick to it. You can hold yourself accountable by having a timer to make sure that you actually studied for the amount of time that you plan to. The second tip is to try not to get too comfortable. Studying in bed can sometimes lead to falling asleep, and studying right before bed when you're already tired may steal your focus or make it harder to retain the information that you're studying. The third tip is to avoid distractions. For a lot of us, our cell phones are our biggest distraction, so we recommend maybe leaving it in another room until you're done studying. If you're trying to keep track of time, maybe have a family member keep track of time for you, and then they can come get you after you've studied for the amount of time that you said you would. The fourth tip is to have a healthy snack while you study. Maybe grab some fruit, some granola, or any other snack that you're into to make the studying just a little bit more enjoyable. The fifth tip is to complete all other tasks. Try to make sure you have everything else taken care of. You don't want to be worrying about other things that still need to be completed while studying. This is another thing that can steal your focus. The sixth tip is to get creative. Maybe grab some markers, some index cards, and then create flashcards. You can even have a family member quiz you if they're available to make sure that you're retaining that information. The last tip is to set up a reward system. After you've studied for about an hour or an hour and a half, you can watch an episode of your favorite TV show or play a video game to reward yourself. Here are some things to consider during finals week. The first is to make sure that you're getting enough rest. Please do not stay up every night studying because you don't want to go through finals week tired. Our memory isn't at its best when we're sleep deprived, and it'll be hard to focus on an exam while trying to keep your eyes open. So make sure that you're getting the appropriate amount of sleep. Next, you want to try to find ways to relax. This can be meditating, exercising, or any other way that suits you. Relaxation is the key to make sure you're not overly stressed out during this time. Then you just want to make sure that you're eating healthily so that you're well nourished, focused, and ready to go.
These are some apps that you can use to help you meditate and relax. They include Headspace, Calm, Aura, and Insight Timer. There are many more, but these are the ones that I have used. I keep them all in a folder on my phone so that I can refer to them when I'm feeling stressed. On these apps, you can set up the type of meditation you want to do and how long you want to do it for, as well as setting up a daily notification that reminds you when it's time to meditate. That way, you won't forget if life gets too busy while studying for finals. If you don't feel like downloading any of the apps that were showed on the previous slides, that's okay because you can use YouTube to search for meditation guides. Here I am on YouTube and I have searched for a 1 minute meditation. Yes, it can literally take just 1 minute. I'm going to click on this one so that we can do it together, and hopefully you will all see how easy and quick it is and how much better you feel afterwards.
It will take a few moments to calm your mind and body. Soften your face, your neck, and shoulders. Do your best to fully let go. And turn your attention to the breath, the calming breath, the soothing breath. Take long, slow breaths, full and deep. Breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, I'm at peace.
See how easy that was? How are you feeling after this meditation? So, if you click on the Calm YouTube page, they also have many other meditations that you can do, and they are completely free. Some are longer, some are shorter. And I usually do these during finals, and they help me feel better and less anxious. You can also search for longer meditations like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or even 20 minutes if you have the time. If you're not into meditating, that's fine too, because you can search for relaxing music. Let's see this one. And you can listen to these while studying. Some of them are live, like this one, so you can listen to it for as long as you'd like. I definitely hope that you all start using these tips to help you feel more calm during stressful moments like finals.
Here are some things to avoid during finals week. Usually during this time, we tell students to try to avoid being around people who are already stressed. However, with the current situation that we're in, that's probably more easily said than done. In fact, we ourselves are probably the ones who are overly stressed. We're all trying to adjust to new methods of learning and just trying to take everything one day at a time. If you do find that you're feeling stressed beyond what you can handle, we do have some great mental health resources that we would like to share with you, including personal counseling that's offered by our school. These things will be discussed in the next slide. The next tip that we give is to avoid any unnecessary distractions. When it comes to getting in our assignments and studying for our finals, we want to try to take a break from social media, streaming services, and maybe even our phones altogether, just to make sure that we are completely focused on our studies and assignments. Next, you want to try to avoid procrastination. If you have any final papers due, please don't try to get them all done at the very last minute. You may find yourself struggling to balance the time to get those final assignments done and study for your final exams as well. Lastly, you want to try to avoid cram studying. Trying to get in a bunch of information in one sitting may not be the best for retaining that information, and you may have a hard time remembering all of it once you're done. We recommend spacing out your study sessions to make sure that you're getting the most out of each session.
Here are some resources that you can use while remote learning. The first is the Office of Personal Counseling. Yes, they're still here offering you remote services. You can contact them to make an appointment to speak with a certified mental health counselor via phone, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, or other platforms. To schedule a remote appointment, please call the office at 718-289-5223, or you can also email Janet Nelson, and we have provided her email on this slide. Please leave a message with your name and phone number so that they can get back to you. Another great resource is Thrive New York City, or New York City Well, which is free mental health support for New Yorkers that you can access while at home. And they provide you with many support apps that can help reduce stress and manage situations more resiliently. We have also provided their phone number, which is 1-888 New York City Well, or 1-888-692-9355, as well as 2 links. So you can pause this video and access the links so that you can access resources and different tools that you can use to help you during this difficult time of stress.
So, we hope that you make the most out of the information provided to you in this presentation. We wish you the best of luck on your finals and hope that you will practice good study habits and make sure you're getting all of your assignments done in decent timing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your peer mentors. We are here for your support. And if you have specific exam questions, please direct them to the professors of your courses. Once again, good luck on your finals. We believe in you and wish you the best.